Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Miami Home Show. Again, we're live every single Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon, where we come to you live with information on real estate, content, investing, helping you guys also if you're in a real estate industry, you're a real estate professional, helping you with what niche is good for you. How do you get more? How do you help more buyers? How do you help more sellers? So, thank you once again for joining us today on the Miami Home Show. And we have a very, very special show today. We have some guest speakers. I'm going to talk to you about a very good niche, which is the short-term rentals. So before we get into that, just want to remind you, please, if you're watching this, whether you're watching it on YouTube, social media, any of our social media platform, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the information with somebody that's going to benefit from this type of information. And just remember that we're live every single Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. on the Miami Home Show. My name is Alan Rubido y nuevamente los quiero dar la bienvenida a nuestro programa de Miami Home Show, donde estamos en vivo con ustedes todos los martes a las 4:30 de la tarde con más información y contenido acerca de nuestro mercado de bienes raíces. Y en el día de hoy vamos a estar hablando acerca de inversiones que tienen que ver con short-term rentals, las rentas de corto plazo. Han escuchado los Airbnbs, VRBOs y de diferentes tipos de plataformas donde las personas rentan las propiedades por corto plazo y cómo usted se puede beneficiar hoy en día si está pensando de invertir en una propiedad y ponerla en este tipo de alquiler. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Alex Karamanoglu. Yep. Sorry. Alex, thank you so much for joining us today. Alex is the owner of Le Chateau. So Le Chateau, he's going to explain a little bit more what the company is about, how he's helping real estate agents in our industry, and how agents as well, by extension, they're helping you as a buyer, as a seller. So if you're buying, right, in today's market as an investor, how can you profit from today's short-term rentals? And if you're a seller, if you're thinking, how can I add more value to my properties, which we'll talk a little bit more after that, but how can you not add more value to my investment property? You can probably get into something like this, and Alex is going to talk a little bit about it. Alex, how are you?
Very well.
Thank you so much. No, of course. Thank you so much for being here today with us.
Pleasure.
By the way, we're live every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. So
I hear that.
yeah, I love having you here. Alex, so I have invested in properties myself, and I've done some of the short-term rentals. I actually have tried different type of strategies, but I don't have the time, and that's what I wanted to invite you over, so you can explain a little bit more how you can help somebody like me or any of our agents, profit, how to tap into this market. How can they help better service their customers, right?
Sure.
That's what we all want as real estate agents. So I have a few questions for you. One of them that I wrote down is, first of all, how do you get into the vacation rental property management?
So about 8 years ago, my partner and I started flipping properties in Fort Lauderdale. And as we started flipping them, the buyers were from New York, Denver, Chicago, LA.
Something went wrong.
And ultimately they were only going to spend maybe a month or so a year into property. So I said, instead of the property just sitting there and kind of being just kind of sitting there, basically, I told them, do you want to make some money with the property? I had just started Airbnb my own property, and I saw how profitable it was and how fun it could be. And it's a lot of work, though, by the way, don't be fooled. But and they started saying yes. So as we started selling the properties, we immediately rolled them into Airbnb, and the customers were thrilled. So we were able to. One of the great advantages is that we're able to block the calendar in case they want to come down to the property. We would do it, have it ready for them, just like a hotel.
Nice. And so that's how the idea came about, right?
Exactly. So we started doing it, and as the market started kind of becoming more and more expensive, we stopped flipping just because the margins really weren't there, and we pivoted completely to managing properties for other folks, and here we are.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Very, very good job. Now, talk to me a little bit about the company. How is Le Chateau different from other property management companies that we see out there?
So it's a competitive field, right? No doubt. There's a lot of people doing it, and we're really different in that we're kind of boutique. We're small. We're focused mostly in East Fort Lauderdale, but we serve the Tri-County area for sure. And we're very hands-on. Even though we have a small team, it started my partner and myself, but now we've expanded to 5 people. We have a full-time reservations agent. We have a marketing person, and then we have an operations manager as well. So we're really hands-on. We meet, we greet the guests as they come in. Some folks, because of COVID, don't necessarily want that, so we respect everybody's choice.
Right.
But I think chiefly is the fact that we also provide concierge services. So in-home massages, boat and yacht rentals, private chefs, and we have like a suite of maybe 12 different services that we offer, including next day pharmacy. Like if your medications, you've forgotten medications, and it happens often, believe it or not, then we can have your medications there next day, even doctor house calls. So
Wow.
we're able to provide that to the guests, and not everybody's able to do that.
That is impressive. So I love how you went from an idea, basically a need that you had, right,
Mhm.
into a full blown company providing
Yeah.
different type of services. That's very good.
Took a while. Appreciate it. Yeah, we our kind of major growth spurt was a couple of years ago, and it was because of COVID. After COVID, that March when COVID actually hit, everything was dead. Of course, everybody canceled all the plans. But as soon as April hit, the kind of that industry exploded, and everybody realized it could work from anywhere. They weren't necessarily stuck in their apartments in the city.
Yeah.
So people took advantage of that in South Florida because it remained open throughout this entire time. It became incredibly popular. So yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
very cool.
And you were telling me earlier that one of the main people that you've been working with also has been real estate agents.
Yeah.
Right. So what kind of value add you have for realtors?
Sure. What we end up really becoming is an additional resource for the agent, right? So there's some agents that are really, really familiar with the short-term rental market, others that are really new to it. So especially those that are new to it, they rely on us to give them the idea of how much your property can generate, explain to their customer exactly what we're able to do for them, and at the end of the day, we end up helping them close the deal.
Nice. Very good.
So it's definitely we're a value add to them. We whatever questions that they have, we help them, and either they inform the client or we go together to meet the client.
Excellent. So as realtors, we're always trying to find a way to better our service to our customers, right? And we get all kinds of customers. We get customers that are looking to purchase a home, to live in. We have sellers, we have investors, people that are looking to maximize the income potential on a property. And that's when Alex come to play. So having that type of relationship, if you heard me talking about this all the time, which is build your power team. This is somebody that can potentially be one of your members in your power team, where you need a resource, you need somebody that can help you, even run the numbers, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
The income potential that you can have on a property.
Absolutely.
That's great because that means that I can present something to the investor and show them this is how much you can potentially make, and based on past transactions, not just we just blowing smoke. No, this is actual transactions that are happening that you have done, that you're currently managing,
Right.
and you can present those numbers as well. So okay, excellent.
And not only do we do that, we also kind of, just as realtors do, we use comps to kind of figure out what the home can generate, what would be priced on a nightly basis, as well as we subscribe to pricing engines that work very much like a hotel. So no 2 days are priced the exact same way.
Yeah,
And it helps maximize the income potential for the property.
excellent. So this is kind of like thinking outside the box here, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, because now you can come to approach a client and show them, especially you get a lot of buyers that are or investors working with you that are local, but also foreign nationals, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Our process or our service really geared towards the investor that isn't necessarily living in South Florida. They may invest in South Florida, but they don't necessarily live here, or even if they do, but it's really all inclusive. They don't have to field any phone calls. They don't have to do anything related to the operation of Airbnb. They basically just receive a check at the end of the month.
One of the things that I like to feel as an investor is if I have a property that I'm investing, I'm renting it, right? I don't want to deal with tenants and toilets and
Right.
the whole headache, right?
Exactly.
So but I still want to feel like I'm there,
Yeah.
right? And that's the type of service that I look for as an investor,
Mhm.
and I want my investors to feel the same. That if they have a good investment and they have it in somebody else's hand, it's like them actually being
Of
there
course.
the entire time.
We do a lot of communication also, not just with the guest, but with the investor. We let them know exactly what's happening with the home. At the end of the month, not just handing the transaction over the funds, but really give them a report of exactly what happened that month. And if there's any maintenance issues or whatever, of course, we inform them. what's happening. We take care of everything, but they're always in the know as to what's going on with the property.
Very good. Now, talk to me about what's an ideal area. Do you have any specific area that you guys work the most?
East, kind of Fort Lauderdale, Central Fort Lauderdale, just because we happen to live there. So it's most of the properties happen to be about 5-10 minutes away from where we live. So and we like to keep it that way. But having said that, we take care of all of East Florida, Southeast Florida. So Tri-County area, we have properties in Miami, El Portal, all the way up to Deerfield Beach.
Very nice. And continue expanding.
Oh yeah, of course. We're actually hoping to go to Mexico next.
Excellent, excellent.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Is this only for single family homes, or does this apply to like townhouses and condos as well?
By the way, that's Ray, the realtor. He's in the set, always helping us out and stuff like that. So that's a very good question, Alex.
It is. So it's unfortunately in South Florida, HOAs aren't really friendly to vacation rentals. They're always afraid that there's going to be a party or whatever. We can probably talk about that later, how we kind of work against that. But single family homes are preferred, and certainly the returns are better on single family homes for sure.
Single family homes, right?
Alex, I have a quick question.
Sure.
When it comes to the property, how do you market and advertise the properties?
So we use mainly the platforms as a form of advertising the property itself. So Airbnb, VRBO, Marriott Hotels has actually gotten into the game a few years ago, and also word of mouth. And now lately, we're doing a lot of Google ads, especially because South Florida summer is a little quiet. So then we focus on those countries that really kind of seek us to escape their cold. So the south part of South America, Australia, all those folks are looking to come here.
Yeah. All right. So you mentioned earlier about some of the worries that landlords might have, which is parties, right? Airbnb equals parties and trashing the homes, which is a natural worry.
It is, and I got to say it's something that we have worked really, really closely with the owners to make sure they understand and they feel a comfort that we're going to make sure that we're protecting their assets. So we filter guests mainly through pricing, and that's something that we're always going to be a little bit priced above the competition because we're focusing on homes that have something unique, and it's the level of service that we're providing. We're also really, really clear about house rules. So no parties, no smoking, no loud music. And we're making sure we have devices also. They're noise monitoring devices, so they don't listen into conversations, but they alert us if there's loud noises in the property. And so we're also, and it's not just kind of telling them what the rules are, but it's also meeting with the guests, making sure they understand really that they're in someone's home, right? That this is a space that they need to respect. So yeah.
And I'm sure that just like Airbnb, VRBO, everything is based on reviews, right?
Yeah.
So who handles the review part? You guys review the tenant as well?
We do. Yeah, we review, and it's something that we always make clear to the guests that they're being reviewed as well as we are. We're obviously striving for the 5-star review every single time. But we also need to make sure that they understand that they need to behave a certain way, because that's a big part of their reputation management within the platforms.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about the onboarding process.
Sure.
Like I'm an investor. I'm trying to see, when to make sure you guys are taking care of the property. What's the onboarding process you have?
So what we do is whether the investor comes directly to us or whether they come through with an agent, the first step is really looking at the property. We really want to understand the neighborhood. We want to look at the property and understand exactly the space, how it flows. We are suggesting always to the owner, whether it's already furnished or not, we can furnish it for them. It's a separate service that we offer as well. But if it is, how can we tweak it to make it look its best? Once the property is camera ready, we have a professional photographer take photos. And then once the photos are ready, we build the listing and we publish it to approximately 12 different platforms. Once that's done, then we begin taking reservations and kind of just begin the management. But through the process, we kind of take the hand of the owner and we kind of explain them exactly how we do everything.
Excellent. So that's called for transparency.
Oh,
I don't know exactly what it is that you guys doing communication wise. Which is very important.
So in terms of transparency, which is also always important to our clients and for us, our clients feel confident about it, is that we provide exactly what Airbnb is depositing in our corporate account. We have a trust accounting system. So all the funds that come from the platforms will come to one account. We'll pay out the owners from that account. And then at the end of the month, we transfer everything to our operating account. So it's all separate. We don't touch the funds that are not ours. And then so we present to the owners at the end of the month all the transactions that come directly from Airbnb or from any of the platforms, with everything that we're within our statement as well. So they know exactly, they can do checks and balances and know exactly what came in.
Okay. Backtracking a little bit, let's say Ray asked a question. What kind of property is good? I'm thinking also on multi-family,
Sure.
where it's only a single owner really, and let's say a duplex, fourplex. Keeping it on residential.
Yep.
Same thing can be done.
It can. We have a couple of duplexes. We are also we're working with a new customer that is buying a small building, and the building has about 8 different units. So it's all works. Especially, all the cities are working with short-term rentals. As long as you get a license, they have no issue with it. And we help them, of course, get the license for
The licensing process.
The licensing process, exactly. It's not terribly difficult. And again, we've been doing it for a while, so we know how it works. But yeah, it obviously it works a little bit closer to kind of like how a hotel works, just because it's a smaller unit and you're sharing spaces. But it works beautifully.
Would that apply the same if it's let's say a single family home?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the licensing processing and all that stuff.
It's all
is
exactly the same.
Got
Correct.
it. Okay. Really good. Now, for a real estate agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking like, man, I really like the sound of that. I want to see if I can offer that type of services to my customer. What would you say to a realtor that would like to jump into that niche?
To manage?
Actually offering the service, not manage. You're the
Okay.
expert manager. No,
Because I know they don't like
offering the
managing.
service to the agent, to the customers.
Yeah, it's especially if it's an investment property, right? Normally, an Airbnb property or a vacation rental makes about almost double what a regular yearly rental does. There are key differences in which in that the owner is really carrying the cost of the power, phone, water, etc. And they take care of the maintenance of the property, so lawn, pool, that's all carried by the owner. But the income potential it's like I said, almost double.
Yeah.
And and again, one of the other key benefits is that we're always checking on the home. The housekeeping team goes there after every single guest checks out. We have a maintenance checklist that we go through. So any little thing that happens with the property, we're on top of it. On a yearly rental, you may not necessarily know exactly the shape of the property until it may be too late.
Yeah. Which is again good for the property management side. Sometimes we get customers and the first thing they worry about is what's the cost? How much am I gonna pay on management? What they don't realize is, first of all, the income potential that you have. Second, you have a professional team behind it, right? Taking care of the property, making sure that the tenants are taking care of the property, reporting back to them, and also you're looking at it as an investment, right?
Correct.
So the type of clients, and also as a realtor, that we have to let them know how it's been handled. As far as listen, you can make this much, and we can run numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
We can show them the numbers, how much you will make if you were to rent for an entire year, for 12 months, versus having this type of services and having somebody professionally manage your income, right? Managing your property, your investment, so that you can double or triple the amounts. We're in Miami, right?
Yeah.
South Florida. It calls for everybody to invest here. So having a short-term rental property, it makes a lot of sense. So if you're an investor looking to invest in Miami, looking to profit from your investment, double, triple your income, this is the guy you got to talk to, right?
Sure.
Alex, thank you so much. You have an
Thank you.
Instagram account that people can follow you?
We do. It's at lechateau.us.
Can you say it again?
At lechateau.us.
Excellent. I like it the way he says Le Chateau. All right. Thank you, Alex, so much
Thank you
for
so much.
joining us today.
Appreciate it.
It was truly a
Appreciate
pleasure.
Likewise.
Agent, so if you're looking to invest or help somebody rather invest in the real estate market, but as far as short-term rentals, I highly encourage you to call Alex. Le Chateau is a great company. It's a management company. His information is on the screen. You can follow them on Instagram. You can call them. You can email them. Just get their information. Build your power team. build that the structure and how you're gonna service your clientele. If you're an investor, again, this is a great service. You can give us a call, 305-508-9893. We can put you in contact with this team, and they can help you throughout this entire process. And there's a lot of strategies that you can put into play. So we just want you to have the right information. Again, the phone number is 305-508-9893. Before I introduce the next guest, I want to remind you, hit the like button wherever you're watching this. Share with other people that might be interested, family members, friends, your neighbor, your kids. They're gonna invest in the future. Let them know what they can do to, increase their profit. So now I want to talk to you a little bit on the testimonial side. Somebody that's out there that's servicing her customers, how she's been able to increase this niche of her business and actually help a lot of customers. And I wanted to invite her over today so she can tell you herself how this is a great part of the business that you can also increase as well if you're a real estate agent in the South Florida market. So I have with me Raquel El Hadif.
Hi,
Is that right?
hi, yes.
Hi,
it is
Raquel, how
correct.
are you?
Hi, nice seeing you again.
Happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. Happy
So
to be here.
of course. Just wanted to let you know that Raquel is one of our real estate agents at Broker Nation Real Estate. She's been very successful servicing her clients when it comes to short-term rentals. But I want her to explain it herself, how she's been able to grow that side of the business. And Raquel, so talk to me a little bit about your business.
Okay, it started with an idea very similar like Alex. Most of my business was residential, beachfront homes, single-family homes, and the clients typically have a significant net worth. And they wanted to invest, in real estate, which was fantastic. But in my case, at least, they had a certain comfort level. They wanted to stay in residential, and they wanted nice stuff. It didn't have to be as nice as their home, but it had to be nice.
Right.
So that limits, the investments that you can do. And then I said, okay, let's invest. Let's see what the return of investment is. And of course, when you go to annual rental, especially in today's market, it's not that attractive.
Right.
So I said, okay, pause. There must be something. I'm a true believer in real estate in Florida. I believe that it's still time to invest more and more in this in the Tri-County. And I said, there has to be a solution. And then I said, okay, short-term rental. But it didn't sit well yet. And I said, I don't just want short-term rentals. I want luxury. I want concierge. I want style. My background is also hospitality. So I said, I need something that stands out. And I kid you not, a few weeks after I'm kind of downloading this desire, so to speak, Alex sends me an email. We don't know each other at that point, about concierge services for luxury homes. So of course I jumped on the phone and he answered, and the rest is history. But I felt that I was giving my clients a service that didn't just, as you said earlier, numbers do not lie. It was not just about the numbers. They were comfortable with the product.
Yes.
And that's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So I love the story, how you got into. I love that you went right for the high-end market. I mean, that's a very great market. So are you focusing on only in that type of market, or geographical area in specific, or you have other
geographically, I stay just like Alex in either the Broward County, where it's allowed and legal to do so, and the licensing process is not as cumbersome, or as you very well know, in the Miami-Dade County, unincorporated Miami-Dade allows to do the same thing. Personally, my comfort level is to stay with where I can legally do so. So that's where I went. Yeah.
And then going back to the question that Ray asked earlier, single family homes, mainly what you focus on?
Very similar answer to yes, because of the privacy, because of the regulations, and because of the cost. Right. Yes. And
because there's some investors are interested in high rises, and some of the high rises they allow short-term rental.
Yes.
And sometimes they ask you, should I go single family home, or should I go after one of these type of properties, which is a condo?
It depends. For example, I have some investors looking right now at Hyde in Hollywood Beach, and that makes sense. I mean, if but if you really prefer, because some people just like, I'll take the elevator, I'll be down on the beach, and that obviously calls more for a condo hotel scenario. So there's no right or wrong, so long as they're comfortable and the numbers make sense, and we can do either or. Yeah.
I'm a single family home type of guy
Yeah.
when it comes to type of investment, just because the income potential is a lot higher.
Me too. Yeah.
When you're looking at condos, you have HOAs, right? And high rises, you're looking at over $1,000 a month on HOA
Exactly.
fees. So that's eating up on your profit
On your
as well.
income, precisely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you, and that's how do you or what do you do to maximize the return on investment to your clients with the model that Alex presented?
There's a lot of art with the science. Okay, so I look at I have different investors. I look at the products that and their particular likes, because they have their shopping list like every other buyer, right? And then I usually go see the houses, and I already call Alex on the way. Listen, I'm going to be there. I need the ADR, which is the average daily rate, and I need the occupancy rate, the OR. And these are the numbers that I need from him as an expert. I already know going in what the taxes will be, insurance, utilities, give or take. And of course, once I see the house, I can bring in my expertise of how much work is really needed. And together we look at the box. We look at this, and that's part of it, okay? Because that's going to help me predict the income during the holding period. But that's only one aspect of an investment. I want to make sure, I cannot make sure, but I would like to, maximize the odds that the property will also appreciate in value, right? Even in today's market. So what are we looking at? Special properties.
Right.
They might have privacy, amazing setbacks, something with the view, or maybe, you know what, they haven't converted the garage there yet, and I can get 2 more bedrooms and increase the income and the resale value. Or maybe you're just sitting in the street that you know that in 3 years it's going to be bought to be a mansion. So I'm looking for the upside, as any realtor would do, for their resale value. And
Excellent.
all of it goes in the cake. And
Yep. Yeah. Well, very good. And thank you for sharing that. Now,
Thank you.
as a realtor, right, and this is the message for all of our agents, right, that are interested in getting into this just like you did. How's that been, how you've been able to benefit from this particular model personally, in your production?
No, it gave me a niche. I mean, I still do regular real estate and and everything, but it gave me a niche. It gives you credibility, and it gives you repeat customers and new investors. And there's there's an acumen. They trust you. They feel that you know what you're doing. And I think the most important thing is I enjoy it. I mean, and it shows.
You gotta love what you do.
You gotta love what you do, because it's
Yeah.
competitive. It's tough. I mean, listen, it's not all picture perfect. You know how many times we go with an offer and somebody beats you to it and things like that. These things happen. It's not magic, but still, when you love it and you're excited about it, I think it shows.
And now you're relevant, right? Because you provided something of much value
Yes.
to your investors. With it's going to be repeat business.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
So this is great, and you guys are an amazing example. You're an amazing example of how to put a power team together, because you continue doing your real estate business,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
But you partnered up with somebody that now is adding more value to your business,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
obviously your customers are going to love you for that. So
I hope so.
congratulations. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us
Thank
today.
you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank
And
you.
I look forward to learning more from you and your experience, and learning more from you, Alex, as well. I'm really interested. All right. So we're going to be talking. Definitely we're going to have to do something together. So the message is clear, right? There's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of stuff that you can provide, a value that you can provide to your customer, right? The idea is build your power team. Figure out what is it that you want to do as far as investment purposes. If you're an investor, how much money you want to make out of your investment, like what's the income potential that you can get out of each property. I love the fact that she mentioned that she goes to Alex, hey, what's the ADR you said?
Yes.
Right? And what's the other one? The
OR,
OR, which
yeah.
stands for?
Occupancy rate.
Occupancy rate. Awesome. So that's the type of information you want to be able to get on the spot, right?
Yes.
And provide it to your customer. They're gonna love you for that. If you're a real estate agent or a broker in South Florida, call Raquel, right? This is somebody that has experience already doing it. She's in the trenches. She's looking for the property. She's dealing with the investors, and she's helping somebody. You can give her a call if you're interested. Are you out there and you're looking to see how can I increase my income potential on my investment property? Give her a call. Her information is on the screen. What's your Instagram?
Raquel Holmes.
Raquel Holmes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you. So you go to Raquel Holmes on Instagram. Follow Raquel. Follow Alex. Stay tuned for more information like this. If you want to learn more on short-term rentals, give us a call. Our phone number is 305-508-9893. we're always available. Myself, one of our team members, or Raquel herself, she can answer any of the questions that you may have on how you can grow and have a lot of success on the short-term rental market. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today on the Miami Home Show. My name is Dylan Rubido. Stay tuned because next Tuesday we have another very interesting topic. So I would love for all of you to attend. It's live every single Tuesday at 4:30, and we're live on OVM platforms, brokernation.net/the Miami Home Show, YouTube, and any other social media platforms. So I hope to see you next Tuesday at 4:30 on the Miami Home Show. Thank you.